Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Time to talk about a topic that has been highly requested to fucking oblivion. I am pretty much aware that there are a ton of you guys who want me to talk about this and my own thoughts on the situation, and because something big just happened as of now involving him, I think this is going to be the perfect time to make a video about this. Yes guys, Andrew Tate. Time to talk about Andrew Tate. I'm pretty sure most of you already know who Andrew Tate is. I mean, he is the biggest person being talked about this month. In fact, I would probably say that Andrew Tate has been talked about this month more than Chris Chan did last year on the same month. That's how popular Andrew Tate has become. Now, before he, blew up on the internet this month, he was a professional MMA fighter for a while. He won 2 titles in 2 different divisions. He was also featured on an episode of Big Brother in the UK back in 2016. And recently, and by recently I mean last month and this month, Tate's been blowing up like crazy because there's been a ton of TikTok videos of him. There's a ton of clips on him on podcasts and streams, things like that. Mostly talking about his obscure views, especially towards women. Now, Andrew Tate is polarizing. You either really, really like him, or you just outright despise him. Although there is kind of an exception. When talking about Andrew Tate, I've actually seen people say things like, oh, I don't agree with everything Andrew Tate is saying, but he does make a few good points. That sort of thing, and I have this viewpoint too. To me, personally, he's sort of the best I can describe Andrew Tate, he's sort of like a Nick Fuentes type of person. You know what I mean? I mean, let's keep things $1.50 here. There are some things, in my personal opinion, that Andrew Tate says that I think are just completely downright cringe. But as a Christian myself, particularly a Roman Catholic, I do agree with gender roles, masculinity and femininity. So Andrew Tate got popular, especially this month, for releasing a self-help guide for young men, like myself included. It's specifically targeted towards men, young men like myself, again, and he basically just gives dating advice, masculinity, things like that. Again, I will say, there are some things that I disagree with Andrew Tate on, and there are also some points that I agree with him on. Keep that in mind. I don't agree with having a medieval style of male and female roles. Honestly, some of the stuff Andrew Tate says about women is in some way medieval, but that doesn't necessarily mean I hate the dude. I see people call him a misogynist. Oh, he's promoting incel culture. He claims that women should be seen as property. He's even been called a Nazi at times. So you pretty much get the idea who Andrew Tate is. Former MMA fighter, former kickboxer, used to be on Big Brother, has some views that some people might consider, off the wall. Some of the stuff Andrew Tate believes in, most people don't agree with. Again, like I said earlier, there are some things that Andrew Tate says that I would consider cringe. Most people would. But despite his views towards women, there are some things that I typically would agree with, like traditional gender roles and supporting a 2-parent household. How is that exactly considered misogynistic? How is that considered dangerous? How is that Nazi-esque? How is it dangerous to believe the first duty of a woman? And I remember this question from the political compass test that I took a couple years ago. If I remember correctly, there was this question that said something along the lines of, the women's first duty should be at home in the kitchen. And I said, yeah, I can agree with that a little bit. We want something like that. We want those mother-father roles because it is proven that it builds the foundation for a stronger family, and strength is something that I value and is also something that people like Andrew Tate value. It's certainly not to promote incel culture, and I don't think that it's a misogynistic or a Nazi viewpoint just to have traditional gender roles to build a strong family. Just cause the Nazis, might like strength and all that, and I don't like weakness. That's for sure. So me personally, for Andrew Tate, what I think about Andrew Tate, I'm sort of 50-50 on him. I don't agree with everything Andrew Tate says. The only thing that I would technically speaking agree with are gender roles and masculinity, fatherhood to be more specific. Because again, like I said, gender roles oftentimes help promote strong families and builds the foundation for strong families. But the Andrew Tate saga continues, as it has just been announced that Andrew Tate has just been banned off of Facebook and Instagram. It is a day later after my scheduled recording, and it has just been announced that Andrew Tate has now been banned off of YouTube, he has been banned off of Twitter, and he has also been banned off of TikTok. So yeah, Andrew Tate has officially gotten the Alex Jones treatment. Now, Keemstar obviously made a video about this on Twitter, giving his 2 cents about Andrew Tate being banned off of social media, and I kind of do agree with him 100% here. He sort of has like the same viewpoints that I had and that I just explained earlier in this video, and of course he has yet again disavowed, the big tech companies that decided to deplatform Andrew Tate. I'm gonna go and play you that clip because ideally I think he describes the situation much better than I would. So, here is that video.
Banning Andrew Tate is a horrible idea. It's a stupid idea. It's a bad idea. It's bad. Andrew Tate made this entertainment community a lot of money. Either you supported him, you reposted memes of him, you got millions of views using clips of Andrew Tate, or you had negative opinions against him and against his ideas, and you countered his arguments in your own content, and you got views and money. Andrew Tate was good for the entire entertainment online community. I see these people celebrating that he's banned. They say that he's dangerous. His ideas are dangerous. That may be true. Me personally, I don't agree with everything Andrew Tate said. That dude goes far. I don't agree with everything. However, I like to see the debates. I like to see Andrew Tate's point of view and then someone else's point of view so I can form my own opinion. And when you silence one side of an argument, then you are cheating. And you know who gets cheated? All of us. All of us. This over-the-top woke shit has been jammed down our throats, and we need counter-arguments to it. Counter-arguments against it. So we can hear both sides and land in a logical middle of what makes sense. Because the woke shit, and I know, goes way too far. The Andrew Tate shit goes way too far. What's right and wrong is somewhere in the fucking middle, and we need to hear both sides in order to come to a conclusion on many of these topics. So who gets fucked over? I'll tell you who gets fucked over. Everyone. The people that support Andrew Tate are getting fucked over. The people that are against Andrew Tate are being fucked over. The viewers just trying to hear these ideas fighting each other. This debate, they get fucked over because now we're back into hearing propaganda from one side. Just boom, 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 boom in our eardrums. Anybody celebrating this shit, you're insane. This is a bad day, and this is bad for everyone.
I agree with what Keemstar said in that clip right there. Do I agree with everything Andrew Tate has said? No. There are some things that Andrew Tate has said in the past and that Andrew Tate believes that I think is considered cringe and medieval. And does he deserve to be banned because of his certain views? No. Again, as I said before in previous videos, I don't support censorship at all. I think it's ridiculous. I think that even if you have views that people may deem controversial, who's to say that the next controversial viewpoint isn't a viewpoint that's one of yours, even though it's not really considered controversial? And when you take all of the controversial people out, they're trying to make it seem like you are the insane one and that they're going to remove you from the platform. I wouldn't be surprised to see someone else that's a little bit controversial that has some good optics, although again, most people don't agree with everything that person says. that gets banned. Somebody, way more prominent than myself, obviously. I mean, I don't have 1 million subscribers, because a lot of what I talk about is more objective analysis, current events, internet culture, pop culture, rather than a lot of, not all of my content is political. I don't talk about, immigration 24/7. I don't talk politics 24/7. But I should still have the right to do that, and trying to ban people because they disagree with you, and you're claiming that it's more racist or whatever, it's spreading misinformation or whatnot because you have a different opinion of them. That's not okay. It's obviously not okay to do this. So, of course, I oppose the ban. And while we're on the topic of big tech censorship, Steven Crowder just got his interview with Carrie Lake taken off YouTube. Now he's not allowed to stream on YouTube anymore because he's got a strike on his channel. Chances are, he might be next. Leafy is Here is another example. Do I like what he says sometimes? No, of course not. I don't agree with everything Leafy is Here said, but I think it was the wrong decision to ban him off all social media. Alex Jones is another one. Stefan Molyneux, Nick Fuentes, Laura Loomer. The list goes on and on. You don't have to agree with somebody to admit that they should have a platform on YouTube. YouTube, Twitter, and all these sites are so big. Like, what other site is comparable to YouTube? You can say Storyfire, but is Storyfire really even that big? No, and it's all sorts of it's an invite-only community. You have to fill out a form and hope to get accepted in order to start uploading videos on Storyfire. So not many people can actually use Storyfire, so what else can you use? I mean, I've been uploading on Rumble lately, and that's been a really good alternative to YouTube, I can say so myself. BitChute is kind of a little bit of a mixed bag. Odyssey, I've been able to use. Odyssey at least has an app on mobile, so I can be able to use that, thankfully. Rumble also has an app. Rumble and Odyssey seem to be one of the legit competitors to YouTube that I can say so myself. BitChute still has time to get there though. But you can also say the same with Twitter. Twitter is also a really big platform. What alternatives to Twitter are out there? Certainly it's not the same with YouTube, with Rumble and Odyssey and all these other options. You have Getter and Truth Social. I'm on both, so be sure to follow me there. Links are in the description below. But you also have other Twitter alternatives like Gab. Gab is another alternative. But again, is Gab really comparable to Twitter or YouTube in size? No, and it's also filled with a lot of satanic and Nazi and KKK propaganda and stuff like that, to the point where the media can easily go and say, this is a bad website, don't use it. And a lot of people will believe it, people moderates, people on the center right or even right wing, because it's a terrible website in my opinion. I don't use Gab. I try to use it. I just cannot. Sorry, guys. So is this the end of Andrew Tate's reign, per se? I don't think so. I think he might give one of those sites, like Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, a try. And I think you're going to see another creator pop on one of these new tech sites. And considering Andrew Tate's popularity, it's definitely going to give one of those sites a very, very sharp boost. There are people who actually legitimately like Andrew Tate. And if he makes an announcement that yes, he is on one of those platforms, it's definitely going to help one of those platforms, that's for sure. But still, because these other tech sites like YouTube and Twitter are much bigger, I still obviously oppose the ban on him. And as someone who is obviously anti-big tech censorship, as I said multiple times, I don't agree with everything Andrew Tate has said, but I think he doesn't deserve to be banned. Unless he's doing something that, is violating the law, I still think it's unnecessary for him to be deplatformed. But you know what? I'll leave this conversation back down to you. So in the comments down below, let me hear your thoughts about this situation. Do you like Andrew Tate? Do you hate Andrew Tate? Do you agree with what he says? Do you disagree with what he says? Do you think it was the right decision to take him off social media? Do you think it was the wrong decision to take him off social media? Again, just let me know all of your thoughts about this situation down in the comments section down below. And as always, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button down below. And if you're new around here, be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the little notification bell. Be sure to follow me on all my social medias. Links are in the description down below. And yes, I too have new tech, so be sure to follow me on all three of those sites. BitChute, Rumble, Odyssey, all three on the links in the description down below. But anyway, as always, like, subscribe, ring notifications, and until then, take care, talk soon, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.